The Toronto Maple Leafs are in California looking to take the California sweep up 2-0 heading into the third period over the Anaheim Ducks. I'm going to react to this and then do a post-game show on the same stream, and I'm going to have a guest. So see you on the other side.
Absolutely unbelievable. It's a tie game! Woo! Finally! Go Leafs, go! It's not baseball, but let's see a rally. Let's go Leafs!
Let's go! The Leafs have a 3-0 lead just like that. Woo! That's a nice start to the period. Alex Kerfoot. Let's go. Toronto Maple Leafs up 3-0 over the Anaheim Ducks here. Nylander with the pass over to Alex Kerfoot. Puts it right in. Let's go. 3-0 Leafs. Woo! How's everyone doing tonight? Sorry, Joe. But let's go. Let's go. Big goal. Alex Kerfoot makes it 3-0 early in the third period. We've got a long way to go in this game, though. Shots 21-20 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Anaheim Ducks have been making this a closely contested matchup, but the Maple Leafs trying to push away here, and that goal by Alex Kerfoot will definitely help with that. I'm going to be doing a post-game show on the same stream, and I'm going to have a guest on after, so yeah, hope you stick with me for this, and let's go. Michael Bunting tonight with a goal and assist. You had Austin Matthews with a goal in the second period as well, and now Alex Kerfoot puts in a goal in the third period here. The Toronto Maple Leafs up 3-0 over the Anaheim Ducks. Looking good right now. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content is released on Maple Leaf Media. All right, let's go. 18:56 to go in the third period. Michael Bunting tries to pass it back to Austin Matthews, but it's intercepted. Silverberg dumps the puck in. TJ Brody playing the puck, though. Gives it back to Mitch Marner behind his own net. Over to Riley. Now TJ Brody playing the puck patiently in his own zone. Waiting for a line change. And TJ Brody's stretch pass hits nobody, but there's no icing there. So the Anaheim Ducks retake possession, and here they come down the ice. Firing the puck in. Dump and chase, and it's retrieved by the Ducks down low. David Kampf gets the puck out for the Leafs, and Nick Ritchie plays it back in. Let's go. How's everyone feeling? What do you think the final score in this game is going to be? It's 3-0 right now for the Leafs. Shots are 22-20. Jack Campbell looking good again for the Leafs. Wayne Simmons' shot stopped by John Gibson, and there's going to be a face-off to his left with 17:39 to go in the third period. Kevin says 4-1. Cosmo says 5-1. Perry 4-1. Joe 4-1. Well, every one of you say there's going to be 5 or more goals. I hope not. I believe there will be under 5 goals in this game, but we will see. We will see. I'm hoping for the Leafs to salt this game out. Power play for the Leafs here. And it's cleared down the ice to start the power play. It's a nice start to the penalty kill for the Anaheim Ducks. Robert says 6-0. That would be nice, Robert. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. But everyone's confident the Leafs are going to seal the deal on this one. I like it. John Tavares on the power play and face-off coming out. With 1:30 on the power play, there will be a face-off just outside of the Anaheim Ducks defensive zone. You might be right, Joe. You might be right. Kevin says Richie will get his first. Nick Ritchie, potentially. We'll see. We will see. He's been getting around the net a bit more tonight, but we'll see if he can finish on one of these opportunities. Anaheim Ducks, Delorier shot wide of the net. Jason Spezza behind his own net gives it over to Rasmus Sandin. Plays it back to Pierre Engvall, and the Maple Leafs break out successfully. Now in the offensive zone, Spezza plays it back, and there's nobody there to retrieve the pass. Sandin's going to have to go back behind his own net on the power play. Time is ticking down. 50 seconds to go on the power play now. Trevor says, thank you for video. Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. And thank you, everyone that's here watching this. I'll be here post-game as well. So hope you stick around. Mark says, smash the like button. Thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, that's a good reminder. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel and you haven't already. If you're watching this on Facebook, be sure to share it and tell a friend to tell a friend. Helps out the channel in a big way. Big save by Jack Campbell there with 15:55 to go in the third period. The Maple Leafs power play not looking good at all, giving up an opportunity there. Tavares in for one last rush on the power play. Shot turned away by John Gibson. And that will do it for the Maple Leafs power play. Morgan Rielly behind his net now. Up to David Kampf. Taken away by the Ducks. And Jamie Drysdale behind his own net. Puck bounce in front, but Wayne Simmons now. Poke checked away by the Ducks, and here they come. Troy Terry couldn't play the puck, and it goes into the corner. Muzzin plays it out. Getzlaff down low. Back up to the point for Getzlaff again. Shot blocked by Muzzin. Getzlaff in the corner. Nothing going, and David Kampf trying to break out for the Leafs. They need to get a change here. Hall plays it over to Muzzin. Muzzin, his pass goes off the skate of Spezza, who plays it over to Kyle Clifford. Slap shot off the skate of John Gibson and out of play. Wilfred says Anaheim Ducks. Okay. 4-0 Leafs. Anaheim Ducks, I'm guessing. Okay. I'm guessing those two comments go together. Let's go. Thanks everyone for being here. 3-0, 24-22 shots right now in favor of the Leafs. 14:30 to go in the third period. Kyle Clifford down low trying to play the puck. And now Pierre Engvall joining into the scrum. But Trevor Zegras comes out of the pile with it. And Ricard Raquel down low. Shot stopped by Jack Campbell. Behind the net. Ducks poke it out, but Engvall plays it down the ice, and Trevor Zegras is going to retrieve it for the Ducks again. The Anaheim Ducks threatening. Zegras shot stopped by Jack Campbell. And Rasmus Sandin gets the rebound, plays it out for the Leafs. Oh, Hyman. Wow. Wow. Zach Hyman. No, not Hyman. Mitch Marner. Uh, Shot was turned away though. Okay, Marner's shot, and it's covered by John Gibson with 13 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the third period. There'll be a face-off to his right. 3-0 Leafs here. Let's go. Looking good. We got to close this game out and hopefully sweep this California road trip. The Maple Leafs are looking good on the road trip so far. Uh, if you include the Well, you have to include Long Island on the road trip, but you also want to talk California road trip. They're 2-0 on the road trip in California so far, 3-0 on the road trip as a whole. They defeated the Los Angeles Kings and the San Jose Sharks, and now they're looking to defeat the Anaheim Ducks as well. This has been a really daunting road trip in the past. In the past, it's been a really tough road trip. The teams aren't as difficult in the Pacific Division anymore, but every game's tough in the NHL, and that time zone, that's definitely a factor. So the Toronto Maple Leafs are hot right now. They're looking to keep it going. Leading 3-0, just over 13 minutes to go here in the third period. So Joe says, I got my broom out ready for the sweep. Yeah, I should have a broom here too. That's a good idea. I'm going to get a broom here for my next stream. Whenever there's a sweep required, I guess. Next road trip, hopefully we can do this again. Maybe a homestand too. That's a good idea. That's a good prop. I'm going to do that next time, Joe. Wilfred says Leafs are playing like a hockey team for sure. This team is playing with a lot of togetherness, and they're playing in a lot of closely contested matchups. They're winning them too. A lot of low scoring games, and that's more sustainable than what we've seen in the past. The ways that they are winning in the past, all those high scoring matchups in the past few years, that's not really sustainable through 82 games and then especially into the playoffs. Yeah, hopefully we need one for the playoffs. Hopefully. 12 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the third period. Hampus Lindholm, shot turned away by Jack Campbell. And down low. Ryan Getzlaf gets it at the point. His shot scores! Scores! It's poked in by Hampus Lindholm, and the Anaheim Ducks score to make it 3-1 with 12:34 to go in the third period. The Anaheim Ducks are showing signs of life. They're also leading in the shot department. So it's now 3-1. Hampus Lindholm pokes this one in. That was a tough read off the deflection. Ryan Getzlaf's shot got deflected, and then Lindholm pokes it in. That's a tough one for Jack Campbell. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, they have their lead cut down to a 2-goal lead. So it's now 3-1 Toronto Maple Leafs. 12:30 to go in the third period. Anaheim Ducks dump it in. Kerfoot digs it out of the corner, gives it to John Tavares, and William Nylander tries to play it in, but Jamie Drysdale gets it. Let's go, Leafs. Oh, big save by Jack Campbell again. The Leafs are really struggling right now. The Ducks are on them. Oh, bad turnover by TJ Brody in his own zone. And now Morgan Riley behind his own net needs to get this puck out of his own zone. Dumps it in, and John Gibson plays it behind his net. Cam Fowler behind his net, waiting for a line change, waiting for an open lane to make a pass, and he does. A stretch pass down the ice, and Rasmus Sandin gets physical. Nick Ritchie plays the puck behind the net and gives it away. Gives it away to the Anaheim Ducks. There's a scrum in the corner behind the net. Oh! Another big save by Campbell. He's amazing. Jack Campbell's looking great. And Nick Ritchie plays it behind the net. Rasmus Sandin to David Kampf. And Kevin Shattenkirk's going to dump the puck in, but weird hop, and Jack Campbell turns it away with the blocker. That would not have been pretty. That would have been on the blooper highlight reel forever. Had that have gone in. 10:20 to go in the third period. The Anaheim Ducks are really looking threatening here. Toronto Maple Leafs, they need to get it together. They need to help out Jack Campbell big time because the Anaheim Ducks are looking great in this third period. Austin Matthews with a nice defensive play to regain possession, plays it off the boards. But the Anaheim Ducks get possession back. Ooh. Wow. Trevor Zegras. Wow, what a deke and a dangle. Threw it out in front of the net. No one was there to get it, though. The Ducks have possession of the puck. At the point. Lindholm over. The shot. Oh, big save by Campbell. Jack Campbell. Yeah, Mark Williamson says, Soup is on. Jack Campbell is on fire. Soupy is looking great tonight. 9:19 to go in the third period. 11-5 shots this period in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. Like I said, the Anaheim Ducks are really taking over momentum in this game. Momentum's all on their side. 9 to go. Jack Campbell behind the net plays it over. Oh, the Ducks got possession of it. Shot stopped by Campbell, though. Shot from the point, blocked and turned away. And another shot blocked by TJ Brody. All right, here we go. 2-on-2. And William Nylander just dumps the puck, looks for a line change. On comes the Pierre Engvall, Kyle Clifford, and Jason Spezza connection. Interesting line combination for sure. Perry says, come on, Leafs, one more. The Leafs could definitely use one more goal. 2-goal lead isn't great at the tail end of a California road trip. Team looking tired in this third period. They're getting outplayed and it worked, but they're trying hard here. This fourth line with Spezza, Engvall, and Kyle Clifford working hard, forechecking down low. John Gibson gets possession of it and gives it to his defenseman. Here come the Ducks breaking out, but Engvall turns it away, and the Maple Leafs will get a line change with 7:25 to go. So as I said, after the game, I will be here. This is also a post-game show stream, and I will have a guest on here. We'll talk about this game and some other stuff. Leafs, leave your questions in the comments throughout the stream, and we'll get to them. 7 minutes to go in the third period. 3-1, Toronto Maple Leafs lead. Now Wayne Simmons coming in. Slap shot, stopped by John Gibson for a face-off. All right. The momentum is completely on the Ducks side, but the Maple Leafs are looking to take some of that back. Maybe put out the fire a little bit, per se, because the Anaheim Ducks have been getting a lot of shots on goal. They've been outworking the Toronto Maple Leafs in this period, and they've been getting a lot of chances. Cosmo says, "We are falling apart." Yeah, team looks like they're crumbling, but I'm not too concerned about it at the moment. There's 10 minutes to go. This team has time to get it together. They need to get it together right now, really. And Jack Campbell's been playing out of his mind. This team needs to support him, and they need another goal would definitely be helpful at this point in time. Having that 3-goal lead is a lot more comfortable than a 2-goal lead, which is considered to be the worst lead in hockey by a lot of people. What's your thoughts on that? The worst lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead. What's everyone think about that? You're scared of Jack Campbell's next contract? That's a problem that's looming in the near future for sure. That's definitely going to be looming in the near future. Jack Campbell's contract, the way he's playing, he's only earning more money. So the Maple Leafs, it's tough to negotiate right now with how good he's playing, and the Leafs want him to continue playing this well. So the negotiations are definitely going to be in the favor of Jack Campbell. Cosmo, you're going to the Leafs game Wednesday against the Avalanche. Sweet. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the atmosphere. Soak it all in. And yeah, go Leafs. Hopefully they win in that one. You'll see Nazem Kadri back in town. That's pretty cool. 4-1. All right, here we go. Down low behind the net. Austin Matthews in front. Shot stopped by John Gibson and covered for a face-off with 6:36 to go. Let's go. The Leafs they could use another one to salt this away. How's everyone feeling? Are we feeling confident that the Leafs will seal this win? I hope so. I feel pretty confident that they'll win. Wilfred says, that's confidence. Leafs will win the cup. Campbell will win lottery big time. Well, if the Leafs win the cup, yeah, his contract's only going to go up and up and up in value for sure. So we'll see. We'll see. But if the Leafs win the cup, that'd be fantastic. Uh, I'd enjoy it and we'd worry about that after. But yeah, Jack Campbell's contract's looming. He's gonna have a payday coming in the near future, especially the way he's playing. All right, 5:58 to go, and you have Ricard Raquel kicked out of the face-off draw. Trevor Zegras lost it, and there's another face-off coming. Cosmo, I've been a Leafs fan my whole life. As long as I can remember, I've been a Leafs fan. Yeah, really, as long as I can remember, I've been a Leafs fan. Now I'm trying to be a sports journalist, and this is my favorite hockey team. So this is the team that I have this channel about, and this is the team that I support. Go Leafs! Mark says Leafs may not make it to the playoffs. At the beginning of the season, I said that, and I said there's a lot of good teams that are younger and emerging, but I'm pretty confident the Leafs are going to make the playoffs at this point in time. At this point in time, as of today, I'm pretty confident. As of November 28th, 2021, I'm confident that the Maple Leafs will make the playoffs this year. This team has been playing in a lot of closely contested matchups, and they've been coming out on top of it. It's not making the playoffs that we're worried about. Uh, you want to make the playoffs, and there's just a long, grueling process to get there. But I believe that this team will get there. It's what's after that is the real demons that this team face. All right, here we go. William Nylander down low, out front to John Tavares. One-timer fired wide. 5:30 to go in the third period. Ducks trailing by 2. And nothing going for them. Justin Hall tries to play it out. Can't. Jake Muzzing down low behind his own net. And Wayne Simmons plays the puck out along the boards. We can have this playoff discussion. I'll get to these comments soon. There'll be another commercial break soon. But right now, 4:50 go in the third period. And Wayne Simmons going to dump it down the ice and look for a line change. The Anaheim Ducks with possession. We have Sam Steele. Shot stopped by Jack Campbell. And down low, Austin Matthews. Working, back checking. Nice. Morgan Riley over to TJ Brody, whose stretch pass goes down the ice and is covered by John Gibson. So we got some comments from Joe Shelder. He says, even in the strong Atlantic, I'm not worried about making the playoffs. It's what we do there. That's exactly what I was saying. I believe fully that this team will make the playoffs. At the beginning of the year, I was kind of I wasn't as optimistic, but I did believe that this team would make the playoffs. There's a lingering feeling from last season and the disappointment of that first round. I wasn't as confident, but right now I'm confident that this team's going to make the playoffs. Mark Williamson says 100% they'll make the playoffs. Nothing's 100%, but I like the chances for sure. Eric Ralph, great to see the Leafs playing full 60 minutes. Full 60 minutes ain't up. We got 4 minutes to go. Let's go. This game, we can't let it slip away from us. Travis Dermott plays it to Mitch Marner. Stretch pass over to Michael Bunting and dumped it in. John Gibson plays it. And Ryan Getzlaf gonna down low stretch pass from Ryan Getzlaf. Oh, Raquel shot stopped by Jack Campbell. 3:37 to go in the third period. Jack Campbell looking great out there. He's made 34 saves on 35 shots at this point. The Maple Leafs need to help him out a bit more defensively here in this third period. Wilfred believes that Campbell is the guy to take the Leafs to the promised land. I hope so. And I have a lot of confidence in Jack Campbell and his ability. Jack Campbell's been lights out for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's been a brick wall. Soup. Soup has been fantastic for the Toronto Maple Leafs ever since he's taken over as his team starter last year. He had an opportunity, and he's ran away with that. He's made the most of his opportunity and then some. Jack Campbell's been fantastic for the Maple Leafs, and there's no understating what he's done for this team. Paulie Young, how's your day? My day's good. It's been good. It's been a good day, and it's only going to be better. Hopefully, in the next 4 minutes after the Toronto Maple Leafs pull this victory. Pull this victory off against the Anaheim Ducks, and hopefully pull off a sweep against the California team on this road trip. You played the Anaheim Ducks Tonight, you had the San Jose Sharks the other night and the Los Angeles Kings before that, and then the New York Islanders as well. So this four-game road trip, if the Maple Leafs can come away with another victory and sweep it, that'd be fantastic. Give this team credit for how they're performing, with the time zone difference as well being a factor. They mean all business on this road trip. It's nice. HS says, "Go Leafs, go!" Yeah, go Leafs, go! Let's get a go Leafs, go chant going in the comment section. Let's go. Leave your thoughts on this game and whatever Leafs discussion you want to have. We can have it. I'll be here post game and I'll have a guest on as well. The Ducks have an empty net with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go. William Nylander pass over to Alex Kerfoot, who gives it back to Nylander for the goal. You love to see that. That's a nice sportsmanship moment, a great teammate from Alex Kerfoot and William Nylander. Nylander gave it over to Kerfoot, and Kerfoot says, "Nah, buddy, you can have the goal." Nylander puts it away. 4-1 Toronto Maple Leafs lead with just over 3 minutes to go. That might have been a bit early to pull the goalie for the Anaheim Ducks, but I get that they had to do it earlier. There's more urgency, down by 2. Leafs looking good, up by 3 now. I'm confident to say that they'll win this game again, but we'll see. We'll see. It ain't over till it's over, right? 3:07 to go in the third period. Another nice night for Jack Campbell, only helping out my fantasy squad. I picked up Michael Bunting for his stream in fantasy the other night, just for tonight's game. And another goal. Nice. Let's go. 5-1 Leafs. Wayne Simmons. The Wayne train. 2 goals on this road trip for Wayne Simmons. You love to see it. Wayne Simmons getting rewarded for his hard work. Pierre Engvall, his shot, the rebound, and Wayne Simmons puts it in. 5-1 Leafs. Looking good. It's over. Leafs got this one. It's over. 2:50 to go of garbage time. And the seats pretty empty already, but they are really emptying out now. Looking good, Leafs. Uh, yeah, that was just nice teammate work. Like Nylander initially did give the puck to Kerfoot, and Kerfoot said, "No, you can have it back." So I guess Nylander did more of the work in the defensive zone on that play, and he got rewarded for it. So uh, nice sportsmanship moment from both players because they're just being great teammates and giving it back and forth to each other. This team played like a team tonight again. Another nice night for the Leafs. 5-1 right now over the Anaheim Ducks. They lead with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go. Just looking to go through the motions here in this last minute and 30 seconds, seal out this sweep of this California road trip. All right. TJ Brody down low to Pierre Engvall. Engvall shot stopped by John Gibson. David Kampf. Now 1 minute to go in the third period. Kampf. Nothing to go. And what's even more impressive about this Maple Leafs victory here tonight? They had no Andre Kasha. Andre Kasha has been a workhorse for this team on that line with David Kampf, and They were without him tonight, and 5-1 victory. It looks like that will hold up as a final score. There's 30 seconds to go. Nick Ritchie down low. Maple Leafs just applying offensive pressure, not really taking any shots. Travis Dermott, yeah, 19 seconds to go. Ritchie down low behind the net to Kyle Clifford. Tried to wrap around, but had it poked away. And with 8 seconds to go, the Ducks, one last rush. Ricard Raquel dangled, but he was pushed aside by Dermott. And another save by Jack Campbell. That will do it. The Toronto Maple Leafs win 5-1. Let's go. Yeah, Eric Ralph says another full 60-minute game for the Leafs. Now you can say that. Great to see. Go Leafs, go. Go Leafs, go. Another victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs here tonight. This team is on fire. It's safe to say that this team's on fire. I think first star tonight is Jack Campbell again, in my opinion. I'm going to have a guest on here soon. This is now turning into a Maple Leafs media post-game show. So that was my reaction to the Maple Leafs versus Anaheim Ducks in the third period. The Maple Leafs really did a good job closing this one out. 5-1 over the Ducks. I'm happy with that game. I'm happy with that performance. TSN has the 3 stars of the game: Austin Matthews, Michael Bunting, and then Jack Campbell. I kind of want to put it a different way. I'm going to put it a different way. In my opinion, the 3 stars of this game are Jack Campbell, number 1, Michael Bunting, number 2, Austin Matthews, number 3. That's just my opinion. Eric Ralph says Matthews first star. He did play a good defensive game. I will say that. Matthews did stand out defensively. He was getting in the corners, and he was good possessing the puck tonight. That really stood out to me. That was a takeaway from this game, especially. But I don't think Austin Matthews should be the first star over Jack Campbell. I think Jack Campbell's got to be the first star in this game. I'm curious to see what my guest will say about that. Astro Boy says, "Sheesh! What a game! What a game! It was a good one for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Another great victory for the Toronto Maple Leafs on this road trip." Wilfred says, "Bergevin, Camden, Montreal. Yeah, Montreal Canadiens. It's a mess in that organization right now. Slumping team. And Marc Bergevin fired today after a long tenure in Montreal as their GM. Wilfred says Clifford did a great job filling in for Kasha. Yeah, Kyle Clifford did look good on a line tonight with Jason Spezza. And Kyle Clifford was on a line with Jason Spezza. So, yeah, he did all right. He did all right. He didn't really stand out. He was also with Pierre Engvall. He got in the areas. He did what he's supposed to do. He played a mistake-free game. So, not a bad game from Kyle Clifford at all. Curry says suit for Vesna, and I believe Jack Campbell's probably one of the betting odds favorites. I'm not too sure about that, but for Vesna, the Vesna Trophy, I'd assume that Jack Campbell is among the betting odds favorites at this point in time. If anyone knows, let us know in the comments. But I would assume so. Sean says, "Gotta love it." You love it anytime the Maple Leafs win, and it feels so much sweeter when it's a 5-1 victory like this on the road to close out a California road trip with a sweep. Let's go. How's everyone feeling about this game tonight? If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new stuff's being released here on Maple Leafs Media. If you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching this on Facebook, share the video, tell a friend to tell a friend. and anything helps out Maple Leafs media. I'm here doing these post game streams or live reactions for most games. So it's a fun process, and it's fun to come on here and talk to other Leafs fans. I'm gonna have my guest on here soon. Oh, Joe says I heard it on the broadcast that Jack is a betting favorite for for Vesna. That makes sense. It makes sense that Jack Campbell's betting odds favorite for Vesna. He's among the top in like every statistical category for goaltending in the NHL. So yeah, Jack Campbell is definitely among the betting odds favorites. There's not much of a question about it. It just says Campbell huge for the Leafs. Big reason they winning games. Let's go. Jack Campbell's stolen so many games for this team. He's stolen so many games for this team. There was a stretch of games where this team was falling and falling behind in the games early in the game. Like in the first period, they'd be down 2-1 or 1-0, and then late in the game they'd be down like 3-1, 2-1 type of thing. And Jack Campbell would make a couple saves that really stood out and help propel this team, give this team momentum and a spark to push back and come back and win that game. Jack Campbell has made so many saves to really win games and steal points for this team ever since he's taken over. I love that we have enough fans in every barn to have a soup chant. Yeah, yeah, Leafs Nation is massive. Leafs Nation's massive, and it's uh it's really fun to see. Like when you go to a Buffalo Sabres Maple Leafs game, it's evident that the Leafs fans are there. Like it's a 50-50 split usually at the Sabres Leafs games. Gaming with Ty says he is stealing games that Freddie was never able to do a lot of. And you know what? That's something that I will say. Like a lot of these games, Frederick Anderson was great for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's a pillar in net for the Maple Leafs. He's fourth all time in Maple Leafs wins. But Jack Campbell, I feel a lot more confident with him in net right now than I did with Frederick Anderson. I don't know what it was, but it just felt like, especially in the playoffs, there's going to be one or two goals that shouldn't get by him that did get by him, and I don't feel that way with Jack Campbell. He's been lights out for this team, and I am fully confident in him, and this team is fully confident in him. I believe that this team plays better in front of Jack Campbell for sure. Yeah, Perry. Kyle Clifford was out there tonight on a line with Jason Spezza and Pierre Engvall. He suited up for the Leafs tonight. He didn't make any mistakes. He did what he's supposed to do. So I can't complain about his performance tonight. A nice way to seal out the California series. 3 games and 3 wins for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tonight's victory over Anaheim. You had the victory the other night over San Jose, and then you had the uh, Los Angeles Kings the other night as well. Astro Boy says the Leafs looked awful to watch tonight with all those bad passes, but I don't know how they won it. It feels great. Lol. Interesting take. I thought the Maple Leafs. Yes. Okay. Especially in the third period, they didn't really look too great. They managed to score goals in the third period and win the period and win the game as a whole, but there was a lot of pressure being applied on Jack Campbell. A lot of shots getting in on Jack Campbell without them being blocked. There was a couple blocks, but there was a lot of pressure going against the Maple Leafs in the third period. I was a bit concerned about that, but right now, uh, I'm not too worried. Like the Maple Leafs, they're finding ways to win these games. That's the good thing. They're finding ways to win closely contested matchups. Bub says Jack is now my all-time favorite Leaf goalie. Sorry, Potvin. Okay, Jack Campbell, your favorite all-time goalie. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's definitely fan favorite here in Toronto right now. Everyone's really on board with Soupy, I believe. There's definitely a crowd of Frederick Anderson fans out there and I'm a Frederick Anderson fan too, but I'm a fan of Frederick Anderson as well. But I will say that I'm more confident with Jack Campbell, and I think that there's a large crowd of people in Toronto who feel the same way. CC19 is happy with our decor this year, but is it Sandine or Dermott? We could get a great top six forward on the left side if we package Sandine with some prospects or picks. Uh, so okay, that's a comment right there where the thing is about trading a defenseman. I don't think you want to do that right now because who else is going to come in if someone gets injured? It's not if, but when someone gets injured, rather. Someone is going to get injured on that blue line. It happens every year. It happens especially through an 82 game season and through the playoffs. It happens. Players get injured on defense. And everywhere. It's a tough sport. It's a high flying game. Uh, Bodies are flying out there. Shots are flying out there. Pucks, sticks, skate blades, everything. People get injured. So I'm not in a rush to trade any defenseman if I'm Kyle Dubas. You don't want to trade any defenseman because after Rasmus Sandin, Travis Dermott, Timothy Liljegren, Justin Hall, after those guys that are kind of on the bubble of playing and not playing, you don't have anyone else defensively. It doesn't make sense to move these guys. And Rasmus Sandin, Chris says, why would we move Sandin? That makes zero sense. Leafs would never do that. I wouldn't say never. If the right deal was available, I think they'd consider it, but it doesn't really make sense to move a defenseman right now. And especially Rasmus Sandin, who, with the future of that position, it's not too bright. He is one of the few bright spots in the future of this blue line, so we need him. JB said Hall looked bad on that Anaheim goal, and yeah, I mean Justin Hall, he's sticking in the lineup right now, but maybe that's something that Sheldon Keefe punishes him for. We'll see. Eric Ralph says, congratulations to all Leafs fans around the world. Great game. I guess congratulations, but Eric, I'd save the congratulations for when we do something more. We want to do something more than just win 3 games on a California road trip and 4 games in a row on a road trip as a whole. But yeah, I guess it feels good to be a Leafs fan tonight for sure. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Hey, Andrew. Nice to see you, buddy. Bub, did you see Matthews get mad at Gord? I don't blame him, to be honest. Oh, yeah, on the interview, I did see that, yeah. But Austin Matthews, I also took away from that interview that he's going to be shaving his mustache. I don't know if we're going to see that again for a while, so. What'd everyone think about the Austin Matthews mustache? It's coming off soon. Are you going to miss it? JB says, have to wait to trade deadline to load up. You don't necessarily have to wait, but because the value of players will go up, but I know fluctuate based off demand. But yeah, you have a long time to make trades, and I don't think there's any rush to make any moves right now. You don't just want to make a move to make a move. Who's been your favorite player this month? My favorite player to watch this month for the Toronto Maple Leafs has been Jack Campbell. And honestly, Joseph Wall's been a close second. Like, I've really enjoyed watching the goaltending for this team. Joseph Wall's looked good in his 3 appearances for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's young, 23 years old, and he's looked really calm and composed in there. Uh, Jack Campbell's been a stud as always as well. But I'm gonna bring in my guest now, and I'm gonna get his opinion on who has his favorite Maple Leafs player been over the past month, and then maybe he can tell us about of all time as well. Let me just change the layout, and I will bring him in a second. Okay, and all right, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just got off the ice myself, actually.
Oh yeah, how'd your game go?
Not too bad. I was playing with Rocco. Got an assist.
Okay, cool.
We smoked him like 7-2.
Well, so the Toronto Maple Leafs with a 5-1 victory. There was a question there. I'll say my answer again. Astro Boy said, "Who's been your favorite player this month?" I said Jack Campbell and Joseph Wall because they've been just so fun to watch in the crease for the Maple Leafs so far this past month.
I agree.
But how about this past month, and then how about of all time for you?
Well, a third player I'm going to add for this month. I think Campbell's been on fire. I think he's debatably the MVP of this team so far in the season. Wool has obviously showed that he's capable of starting upwards of 15, 20 games this season, maybe. Take the load off Jack. I like Kerfoot's play. I think we got a lot of value contracts in the secondary scoring. Like Bunting's doing all right. Camp. Obviously like Matthews is starting to get going a bit, but I feel like a lot of the lads are a lot of our top 4 are somewhat lacking. Aside from Willie. Actually, I think Willie's doing really well. But I guess the top 1 or 2, I'd have to go with the goalies. All time, I got to go with Matt's, man. Sundin. The guy's a legend.
Yeah, he's up there on the greatest Maple Leafs of all time for sure.
Yeah, he's got to be like non-debatably top 3, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's top 3. I think
or
so.
Top 5, whatever. I don't know.
5. Top 5. Yeah, he's top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Sucks that he played with like so many like teams that just couldn't quite kind of make something happen or whatever, but he definitely deserves a cup, and he never got it, unfortunately. But
yeah, that just wasn't the there wasn't a good team around him, Wasn't a good team around him. Wasn't able to piece together in that organization that time. For anyone who's watching, thank you, and if you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell. You'll be notified every time new content's being released here on Maple Leafs Media. And if you're watching on Facebook, share this video in a group, wherever. It helps out the channel in a big way. Big game tonight, and I was talking about the 3 stars of the game. So my 3 stars of the game, I have Jack Campbell, number 1. I mean, he was stellar for this team. He had over 30 saves again tonight. Number 2, I got Michael Bunting, and number 3, Austin Matthews.
Fair. Yeah, personally, I only caught like the third-ish and then the tail end. I actually didn't even notice the last one. I'm assuming they got 2 empty netters at the very end, or
no empty net. No empty net.
empty.
Well, the 1 empty net. You had the William Nylander empty net goal.
Okay. So what? Did we get 2 tonight, or
Nylander didn't get 2? No.
Okay. Sorry. As I said, I didn't. I wasn't able to watch
the goal scores tonight. You had Austin Matthews, Michael Bunting, William Nylander, Alex Kerfoot, and Wayne Simmons.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice to see the secondary guys getting going. Like, I feel like they were. I think there was a stretch there at the very start of November where it was like literally only like our top 4, like the big 4 names that were scoring. And it's like, it's nice to see that some of the other lads are chipping in. You know, those $1 million contracts, those nice cheap ones, they're pulling their weight.
Yeah, that's something that the Maple Leafs need, because it's like I've been saying this for a while now. It's like a puzzle that this team has. You have so much money invested in your core four players, and then you add in Morgan Riley's contract. You're gonna have to pay Jack Campbell as well.
Yeah.
But around these core pieces, you have a lot of complementary scoring that you need to. You need to get a certain amount of complementary scoring from these players, and you need them to fill in roles. And it's like a puzzle for the Maple Leafs. They have to constantly fill this in because they have so many players coming in and out on expiring contracts.
Yeah, I think we're like we're like the prime example of that throughout the league. I feel like Tampa has to do that, obviously, just for cap issues. And you know, I love the last few years. I love how we're getting a little bit more grit. I like how we got Clifford back. You know, I don't think he's going to do much, but I feel like he's probably going to break some people's faces, right? So we really need that, because you know, who's our fighter?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, you get Kyle Clifford, and it's like you got him for nothing. Future considerations. So you basically got him for nothing.
Yeah.
Why not bring him? Why not bring him back to this team? He's gonna fill in when players are injured or just need a rest night. Like tonight, he was filling in on the fourth line with Pierre Engvall and Jason Spezza. He did what he's supposed to do. He was filling in the absence of Andre Kasha,
Yeah.
and you know, it's good to see.
Yeah, I think it was an appropriate game to put him in right away. You know, Anaheim is no joke anymore. I get that, but you know, obviously they're not the best team, so it was probably good timing.
Yeah, they're in the Pacific right now. They've been very hot to the season at the start of the season, but I don't know how long that's going to last. Honestly, I think that they'll be competitive throughout the remainder of the season. They looked good tonight. Honestly, they looked good for the most part. They made a lot of mistakes, but 5-1 wasn't fully indicative of this game, I don't believe. The Anaheim Ducks had 38 shots on goal tonight in favor of. They had more shots than the Toronto Maple Leafs, so it's kind of indicative of something.
Yeah, agreed.
Wilfred,
you don't like Matt Sundin, eh? Holy.
Wilfred says Habs fan must be going insane after last year. Yeah, it's a mess in Montreal right now. They just fired Bergevin. Their GM got fired. There's a big change of management coming in Montreal. It's a mess there.
Yeah,
Yikes.
how do you go to the Cup final and all that? I mean, I get Price isn't in, but that's a mess.
Yeah, it's disappointing that it's tough. No Joel Edmondson, no Carey Price, no Shea Weber.
Petrie too, right? I think he's been out, hasn't he? Or maybe he's back now.
He's been there. I'm not sure if he's gotten injured recently or not, but yeah, he was there at the beginning of the season.
Lost Kotkaniemi too in the offseason.
Kotkaniemi's gone. They did bring in Christian Dvorak, but Montreal's not looking good. They sent down Cole Caulfield at one point, Evan. He's back up now, but Montreal's a mess.
Yeah,
Dennis says Leafs have the most turnovers in the league. Leafs turn the puck over a lot, and that's definitely a concern. That's something you'd like to see them take out of their game as much as possible, for sure. What do you think of that? Like the Maple Leafs turning the puck over, that's something they need to take away.
Yeah, there are a few players that like are good at zone entries. Like I feel like Nylander's a perfect example of that. Like, but yeah, in general, like I do notice a lot of transition. Like they just somehow, you know, I feel like they're trying to go for like too perfect of a chance sometimes, maybe, and then that, you know, it's just their style of play. It inevitably entails high potential for turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not the most concerning stat. I mean, that like that a team could worry about, right?
And there's another follow-up thing is the Leafs have the most possession time. Leafs possess the puck a lot. They're a possession team. So, they're going to turn the puck over. They do a lot of stretch passes. That's something that this team does a lot. When they drop the puck behind their back, that kills me every time. It gives me a heart attack sometimes because it's like, oh, you're just going to give the puck right back the other way. But that's something that goes with the style of this team. And I think we are, honestly, I've seen more defensive responsibility from this team and more defensive accountability from this team thus far this season.
Yeah, agreed.
Like the games that they're winning this season are low-scoring games, and the low-scoring games that these teams are winning, that shows something. Like they're clawing their way back when they're behind, or they're coming away in a tight-scoring game, and that's what they're gonna have to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still deathly afraid of the playoffs. It's just something's got to give because we're literally gonna have to play probably Tampa. I'm gonna guess, but either way, it's either Florida, Tampa, or Boston, I guess. And you know how Boston goes.
Which of those three teams would you like to play the most? Like, which would you prefer to play if you could pick one?
It's such a tough question. Like, I mean, right? Like, is it not?
It might sound crazy, but I would say Tampa.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like the matchup, Tampa's had a lot of players that they lost. It'll be interesting to see what they add at the trade deadline this year because that's something that they seem to do every year. They've got Kucherov on the injured reserve again.
Injured. Someone else is injured too, didn't they? Didn't another big Tampa player get injured? Who was it?
Yeah, there was another injury there. Braden Point is injured.
Oh, that's their number one center. Jeez.
Yeah.
Or one or two, whatever it is.
CC19 says got to play Boston. That'd be big for this team to hopefully get over some demons, but I'm definitely worried about the playoffs. But we gotta get there first. That's something that I was saying that I'm pretty confident this team's gonna do, but you got to do it first.
We're hot. We're top 2, 3 hottest teams in the league the past week or two or whatever, I'd say. Other than the Pittsburgh. What did we get shut out by Pittsburgh like 3-0 the other day or something?
Yeah, that was a tough game against the Penguins for sure. But I mean, on this road trip, the Leafs have been hot. They defeated the Islanders with the shutout. Joseph Hall got his first career shutout. We played San Jose, LA, and now Anaheim. We've won all those games. I'm pretty happy with this road trip for the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, 6 for 6, 6 out of 6 points. I mean, can't go wrong.
Yeah, and Ron Gent says, "Go Leafs, go!" Yeah, go Leafs, go! Big dubs tonight. Let's go. Andrew says we don't want to face Boston anymore.
Yeah, seriously. I like what Kenny said here. I was going to touch on that too. They're probably going to use that loophole where they just conveniently bring like $20+ million in contracts back last second.
Yeah, like
that rule's so bad.
They will do that.
It's so unfair.
Well, I mean, that's something I don't really have a problem with the rule, to be honest. And the reason every team can do it if they have somebody injured. The Maple Leafs tried doing it last year. They just couldn't do it to the same extent because they didn't have Steven Stamkos and Kucherov on their IR. Maybe the way that the league could get around this loophole is they could put a limit, like a cap on that as well.
A cap on that, yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, that seems like a very plausible solution for sure.
Yeah, but
that probably should happen.
What would you even set the cap at? Like,
it's hard. It's right. Like, I would have to think around like 7 to 10 would be.
Yeah, that's what I'd assume as well.
Like
Flashy T spamming, go Pens. We got it.
Like the Pens. Okay.
Go Leafs. Flashy Go Leafs. Welcome to the channel, though. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new content's released on this channel. Another great night for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and yeah, my fantasy team had a good night tonight. I got Jack Campbell in goal. Solid performance. Save percentage of 975. Just the one goal against, 39 saves on 40 shots. Fantastic.
That one goal, like, come on. It was so close to a shutout.
Yeah, and that's a categories league too, and neither of our teams had a shutout, so I would have taken another category. That would have been nice, but
That would have been a crazy fantasy day for you.
yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you remember that Ricard. How do you say his name? Ricard Rackle.
Ricardo Cal, yeah.
Ricard Raquel. That little chance he had to kind of finish on the doorstep there. I don't know what happened. I forget seeing it, but I think Campbell made an insane save too there.
Campbell made a lot of insane saves tonight. Like, that's something he continuously does.
Yeah.
He's been doing that for a while now. We got a couple comments. Let's get to this. Andrew says, "Go Bills!" Yeah, let's go Buffalo. Big dubs for them against the Saints the other night. If you haven't checked out my other channel, check it out. It's called The Bills Bunker. I also got content about the Buffalo Bills coming out on that one. Chris says, Boston is going to struggle making wild card. I don't have them making the playoffs this year. Look at how stacked the Metro division is. And that could very well happen for sure, but
who would take the third Atlantic, though, I wonder? Hey, Chris, I don't know if you want to answer that. But what do you think, Jay?
I think he's pointing towards it. He's pointing towards it being Toronto, Tampa, and Florida as the final three.
True. Yeah. No. My bad. True. Yeah. There's top three and then wild cards. My bad. Yeah. No. Yeah. Boston, especially if Rask doesn't get his, get back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hot take. You think the Leafs are going to overtake Florida and Tampa? I hope you're right. It's going to be within a point or two or three, I think.
Wow.
It's going to be a tight finish, I think.
I mean, I'd love that. I'd love if the Leafs finish first. That'd be ideal. You got a wild card team, but then you could see Boston as a wild card team if this is the way that it plays out. There's a lot of teams from the Metro looking towards the wild card, trending towards that, though.
Yeah.
And a lot of teams that are struggling right now, such as the Islanders, that could maybe make a push, but it's going to be hard for them. They're really hit with the COVID and a lot of injuries. They're a depleted lineup, and they're paying the price for that.
Yeah. I even feel like Detroit might just sneak in there too.
Yeah, I could see they're a competitive team, but I'm not sold on them making the playoffs. I think they'll be in the playoff mix, though, for sure. I don't think they'll end up being on the inside. I think they'll be on the outside looking in when it's all said and done.
There's a lot of changes this year, I think, in the standings. I think it's one of the most dramatic changes I've seen in a while, especially for the Eastern Conference. Maybe not the top three, like for us or whatever, for our Atlantic, but
the Metro.
The Metro, yep. The Metro is looking really dicey. I don't even know what's happening over there.
Well, yeah, the Penguins had a really tough start to their season. They're looking a bit better right now. The Flyers are struggling. The Islanders have had an awful start to the season.
Islanders are garbage.
They started their season on the road for their first, 12, 13 games or so.
Yeah, that does.
And they've been depleted with injuries, and they've had a bunch of players on the reserve list. So they're paying the price of that. They also have less games played than everyone else in their division, so that's
fair.
Also helping pushing them down, but it doesn't really make a difference when you look at the points. But yeah, the Metro's a closely contested.
I'm surprised with the Rangers,
for sure.
Like 13-4-3.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised about the Rangers, to be honest. Like, they've got a good goalie. Igor Shesterkin's a good goalie. You got Artemi Panarin. Adam Fox is a nice defenseman.
Oh, he's sick.
Mika Zibanejad, Alexei Lafreniere. Like they're an emerging team. They've been a team that a lot of people have been talking about for a couple of years. Like,
Yep.
when's this team going to make a push? And it looks like maybe this could be a year where they find themselves in the playoffs
I
finally.
think they might get out of the second round, or sorry, out of the first round at least.
The
Maybe even the second as
Rangers,
well. Yeah.
they could for sure. They've got a team that they could threaten to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rangers game was postponed against the Islanders tonight. A lot of players.
Was it the players in the Rangers who have COVID or the Islanders? I forget.
Islanders have a lot
They
on
just
their
can't take a
list
break.
right
They're
now.
just getting COVID. They're losing. Like, holy.
Yeah, the Islanders are having a tough go at this season. It's been like a complete spin from last season.
Disaster. Yeah.
Astro Boy says Ovechkin is a beast right now. Ovechkin's been a beast his entire career. Like, when this guy was scoring just over 30 goals a year, the one year it was a down year for him. Like, he's always
It
been
doesn't
beasting.
stop.
Yeah, he doesn't stop. He's consistently consistent.
It's funny because that guy, literally, I guarantee it, and it's actually gonna kind of tick me off a little. I think he's gonna be stubborn and not retire until he breaks the Gretzky goal record.
Yeah, I think
Stick, signed, game used. I'm really hoping he doesn't break that goal record because it would probably decrease the value of my stick here.
of the Gretzky one,
Yeah,
it wouldn't touch the
wouldn't
value
affect
of
it.
it.
You don't think whatsoever?
No, I've got 2 Gretzky signed jerseys here. Like, I don't think that's going to affect the value. It doesn't take away that Wayne Gretzky's, in most people's opinion, the greatest player of all time. He's widely regarded as the greatest player of all time. If Ovechkin passes him, all he'll be regarded as is the greatest goal scorer of all time and a
Yes.
generational talent. Like, he's not going to be regarded as the best player ever.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not going to really affect the value of that, I wouldn't think. But Ovechkin autographs would go up in value for sure.
Yeah,
Curtis Smith says Ovechkin
retires at
retires
60. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this guy would literally do that probably.
I don't think it's going to take him that long to
It
get.
wouldn't, but if it did, like, imagine if he, decided to, I don't know, retire early and come back or get injured or I don't know. He would literally come back at 60 just to score another like 10 goals and do it. Like,
Play like Yager's still playing right now. Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's still considered pro hockey too. It's like in the
Yeah.
Czech league, right? But it's still like pro.
Yeah.
That guy's a machine.
There's a comment here. Mark says Draisaitl has a chance of winning the Rocket Richard over Ovechkin, and absolutely he does. He's leading the league in goals right now with 20, one more than Alex Ovechkin. Of course, he has an opportunity. I'd say he's probably one of the betting odds favorites to be the Rocket Richard winner this season, especially when he's leading the league in goals. He's a great player.
He passes, he scores, he's complete player.
He's honestly underrated on it. He is underrated.
Yeah, he's overshadowed by this one guy named Connor. And it's like, what do? You can't really shine as much if he's on your line or your team even.
Yeah, it's exactly. You got overshadowed by him a lot. They're two fantastic players, MVP caliber players, and when they're both on the same team, it does take away from the shine for sure. But
so, who do you want? You want Matthews and Marner or Draisaitl and McDavid? If you had to pick.
Well, if I was starting a team, honestly, if I was starting a team, I'd probably take Draisaitl and McDavid. If I was starting a team.
At this point, I have to agree. I mean, they just don't perform in the playoffs. Marner doesn't anyway.
If I was starting my own team from scratch, it would be them.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with.
I unfortunately have to agree.
I'm happy with the way that these guys are playing on the Toronto Maple Leafs right now, and hopefully that this can continue throughout the remainder of this 82 game season, and that can transition into that. So craving, that big desirable playoff success. That's something that this team really needs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This fan base needs that. Honestly,
My
we need
soul,
this.
my
Yeah.
soul, like my personal soul, like aside from hockey, needs that.
JB says Leafs are buying into the system. They look like it. What do you think? This team. What's the vibe around this team in your opinion? Like how you feel this team's coming together?
I feel like obviously it's a little different than last year. We lost some guys, got some guys back, or not back, but I feel like we got great value contracts for what we had. I mean, I would say like we're about the same kind of skill level as last year, but I feel like I think we do have a slight higher potential for success. The way stuff's been going.
Yeah.
We just have a good chance of winning every night. So, when it comes down to that best of 7 playoff series, it's just I hope it's different this year, man.
I hope so too. We all hope so. I mean, aside from a few games like that Pittsburgh game where we got destroyed and it was by an AHL team basically when we lost 7-1 in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's not been nice to us this year.
Like aside from a couple games, there hasn't been a game outside of those few where I've felt the Leafs have been really out of a game, or when they've been winning, I haven't been worried about them losing that lead and falling behind and losing in the end. I haven't been as worried about that this year.
Yeah. Agreed.
There's a Frank Rusty Nails comment says Mikheyev will play with Tavares, moving Kerfoot to the third line wing, Ritchie to waivers or trade. Interesting.
I can see that. That's actually a good take. I like that. Ritchie's not been pulling his weight, man.
Curtis Smith says, does Mikheyev have a place on the Leafs? He makes too much to play on the third or fourth line. He just makes around $1.6 million a year, so I wouldn't say that's too much to play on the third or fourth line. That's just right, actually. He will play when he's available to this team. He'll be back on the team, I think. But maybe they don't make the change right away because the way that this team's playing without him, like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I think that he does have a role. He's a valuable penalty killer. He's a great skater. We'll just see what his role is with this team as the season continues to develop.
He does have a role. I think he is honestly, I'd have to say more so a back burner player for our team. Like say if an injury happens or whatever. But I mean, it's just good to have, 1.6. You said it's not terrible to have on the payroll. He's going to score probably at least 12, 15 goals, hopefully a season. I don't know, unless he gets his wrist lacerated again like last year. Geez, or whenever that was, I forget.
Duncan says Mikheyev does not produce enough to be in the top 6, in my opinion. I agree with that personally. I don't think it's in his game to be a top 6 forward. I don't think you can slot him on the second line with John Tavares and expect him to produce at the level that you want. Really, I don't think that you have the player that you want to fill in at that left wing position with John Tavares and William Nylander or Mitch Marner, whoever you pair on the right wing with Tavares. Duncan says, I like Kerfoot on the second line. But in my opinion, that takes away from your third line center position. Then you have to bring up someone else, maybe like Pierre Engvall. And I like Kerfoot more on the third line. I would ideally, later in the season towards the trade deadline, I wouldn't mind getting someone who can play on the left wing second line position. I know you can say Bunting, but then that takes away from your top line. So I'd like to get another left winger for the top 6 at the trade deadline.
Kerfoot belongs in the third line for this team, I think.
Yes.
Fully.
He's a center.
Yeah. Not the second or the fourth. He is definition of a third line player.
Yeah, Kampf is a third line center for sure. with Kasha and whoever you want to put on the right wing with him. But yeah, you have Camp, you have Spezza, but I wouldn't mind getting another left winger. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mikheyev
we are a
can be-
little bit weak in the left.
Mikheyev can be on the third line. I agree. He can be on the third or fourth line. I think he probably fourth line when he gets back. We'll see. Like when he gets back, if this team is continuing to play hot and have success, the way you integrate him into the lineup is probably by playing him in a lesser role with lesser minutes and less ice time.
Yeah.
Duncan says Kerfoot unfortunately isn't great at faceoffs, so I feel he's more effective on the wing.
What's his percentage? I kind of do notice that he actually lacks a little bit on the faceoff.
I don't have the exact stat for his faceoff percentage here with me, but he's not the best at faceoffs for sure. Like Spezza is a faceoff specialist.
That's a dog, dude. That guy. Oh my god, he's sitting around like 59, 60% almost. Most.
Yeah, he's great at faceoffs. Camp is nice in the faceoff circle, and then you have your top two centers in Matthews and Marner. So I mean, Kerfoot can be a winger, but I don't see him as a top six forward myself. Like, do you think, even with the centers, do you see Kerfoot as a second line left winger? I don't really see him as that on a team that's going to win the Stanley Cup.
He's as I said, he's a perfect third line player. Whether he's going to take that center or wing, he's the definition. He's the textbook definition of a third guy.
Yep. And Frank Restingale says the Leafs will trade for top six winger before or at the deadline, and I hope so. I would like to see that for sure. Not gonna lie, I feel like the scoreboard didn't represent the competition the Leafs faced very well. The Ducks played pretty good for any team that lost 5-1. And I said that earlier, Jaden. I agree. The Anaheim Ducks had 40 shots on goal tonight. Jack Campbell was stellar in goal, as he has been all season and ever since he's taken over for this team last season. 5-1 game. The Toronto Maple Leafs had some nice goals, some garbage time goals. And, yeah, the Ducks had more shots on goal. But ultimately, the Leafs, Jack Campbell still the show, and the Maple Leafs cashed in on their opportunities better. So that's why the score is what it is. Yes, he says Kerfoot was signed here as the third winger. Yeah, that's when we traded for Alex Kerfoot. He was brought in to be a third line guy.
37.7% on the faceoffs for Kerfoot. Wow. Yeah, that's worse than I thought. Wow.
If that's actual stat, I hope it's the actual stat. But
I hope that's false.
I hope it's the actual stat because it showed it, but that's an ugly stat.
That's really bad.
JB says Mikheyev was impressive in preseason, but I don't know. Like, it's a good opportunity for you to showcase what you got, but he's had 2 seasons to do that as well. We know what Mikheyev is. Like, Ilya Mikheyev isn't going to be a 20-goal scorer all of a sudden. We know what his role is on this team, and we know what he's going to do on any given night.
Jake, he wasn't lying.
Wow, 37.7.
37.7, and this is his worst to date. He was good when he was on Colorado for a year. He had 56%, and now he just dropped. Went to 46 in 2019, 2020, 40.9 last year, and now he's sitting at 37.7.
Yeah, that's ugly. I see why you want to put him on the left wing instead.
Yeah. I might have to call up Kyle Dubé or Sheldon Keefe and just tell him, hey, come on, look at that stat.
Well, Andrew says, keep Kerfoot and save Muzzin and trade Richie. I don't really. I think it's gonna be harder than you think to get rid of Nick Ritchie right now with his contract, $2.5 million a year. So we'll see. We'll see, but I don't think it's going to be that.
He's gritty, but he does not deserve 2.5. He deserves like 1.5 at best.
He scored 15 goals last season.
Fair.
He hasn't scored one this year.
Yeah, he's just dropped off big time.
He is not fit in with his team at all, and it's really been hard to watch. He looked a bit better tonight, but still, that's a bit better, and it's not good. It's not good. He doesn't look good out there. He looks like he's a step behind the play every single time, in my opinion.
I think the fact that we got Clifford the other day, you know, he might feel some fire under his ass. You know, he might need to be like, all right, I gotta start like really getting her going.
Yes, he says no way Richie's gonna come up big in the playoffs. I hope so, ASE, but my concern is like I don't see the intensity or fire from Nick Ritchie either. Like I really haven't seen that much from him. I don't see him like he's not impressing me. He's not doing anything to be impressed about. So hopefully he comes up big for this team in the playoffs. That'd be great, but I would be surprised. What do you think?
Can you repeat that?
You think Richie will come up big for the Leafs in the playoffs?
Yeah, that. He could be one of those dark horse players that just turn it on and somehow, like I can see why he might take that stance. ASE. It could happen. It's not set in stone. It's not like he's a complete bum. He's showed promise before, so we'll see.
Yeah, I hope so. But right now, I'm just very kind of pessimistic about what I've seen from Nick Ritchie because it's been slacking, and I feel like I talk about this every single show. Honestly, like you could have a segment about Nick Ritchie. Just it's not trying to pick on the guy. It's just I'm not analyzing what I see from him out there on a nightly basis, and it hasn't been good with the Leafs. He's got 2 assists on the season.
He literally looks like out of shape, dude. It's kind of like I don't want to say it like that. Like I'm not trying to like be gutless like that, but I don't know. He just looks like a bit of a.
I don't think he's out of shape. I think he's just like what I see from him consistently is he's a step behind the play.
Yeah.
Every time, like if there's a free puck or a rebound, he's like almost there, but someone else gets it before him. JB says Richie another Kadri in the playoffs. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Kadri in the playoffs. He's had a tough going.
Kadri is absolutely lighting up right now, man. I'm so mad.
You're upset about the Kadri thing?
Well, you know, he decides to turn it on when he leaves us.
Well, the reason is because you have Nathan McKinnon absent right now, so he's playing up on a line with Gabriel Landeskog and Mikko Rantanen.
Rantanen, yeah, fair.
So his numbers are
piling
definitely
up the apples, eh? He's probably just piling up the apples. But
yeah.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure he's gotten a few goals too.
Yeah, he's playing well. He's playing great. I would say he's a great player, but the thing about Nazem Kadri is he got himself he signed his papers out of Toronto when he got suspended 2 consecutive playoff series.
Yeah.
And then he did it again in Colorado.
Yeah, he terrible track record in playoffs. Like, just for getting in trouble and stuff. Holy.
Yeah. Jaden says Spezza is such a great player. I'm so glad we kept him. And yeah, Jason Spezza, he's a great player. He's going to go down as a legend of the game. Not a Hall of Famer, but a legend of the game. And I'm glad we kept him as well. And why wouldn't you keep him when he signs at the league minimum to be a Toronto Maple Leaf? He's someone who wants to be a Toronto Maple Leaf. He embodies what it means to be a Leaf. Like last year when he was put on waivers, he told every team in the league, I'm not going to play for you. I just want to play for the Leafs. So, yeah, I'm happy.
So
I'm happy to.
He always wanted to be on the Leafs at some point in his career, I'm sure.
I'm happy we have him. Curtis says, does Anderson fall apart for Carolina as well? I wouldn't expect that necessarily. I think Carolina's a good team, and honestly, if anything, I wouldn't be surprised to see Frederick Anderson and the Hurricanes make a run deep into the playoffs. But I'm not like I said, like Jack Campbell's been great for this team, and a lot of the games that I've seen Jack Campbell win, I don't think Frederick Anderson would have won for the Leafs. What do you think about Anderson? Do you think he'll fall apart in Carolina?
I don't think so. The team around him is insane. Yeah, I don't think we owe him anything. Like, he played his heart out every year he was here, and he didn't get that playoff success that he could have got. But I think that he can. In my preseason bracket here for the Stanley Cup final, I have Carolina going to the Cup final.
Yeah, I can see
And
that.
I think he can definitely push through to get to that final. I don't know about winning it all, but either way, he should have had so much more success when he was with us, but didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah, it was tough. Like, he's fourth all time in Leafs wins by goaltender. He's great for us, but there's a lot of the times where in the playoffs, or just in any game really, one that shouldn't have gotten by him just trickled by him. And with Campbell, we haven't experienced that.
No, he's been consistent, man, ever since we he was like almost in hiding in a sense as the backup role for LA for like ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why he never got a full shot, but he definitely is a late bloomer, I think.
Well, Campbell's had like a lot of injuries and consistency issues, and like he's been traded. He got drafted by Dallas, and then he was with the Los Angeles Kings organization for a bit, and here in Toronto, he's really found his stride, and it's been great to see.
I would have to think he's easily in the top 5 right now, goalies in the league. I mean, maybe better.
Like, he's Vezina contender at the current moment for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Jaden says I'm happy for Hyman, but at the same time I miss him so much. Yeah, it would be nice to have Zach Hyman, the workhorse, but Michael Bunting's been doing a good job trying to fill in as a replacement as him. It's hard to replace Zach Hyman for sure, but
one of a kind, man. Like, how do you compare that guy to anyone else? I mean, you can. I mean, like, name some players though. Like, they're just their role is so like there's not enough of those in the game anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to get a guy like Zach Hyman on your team, and the Leafs just couldn't afford him. That's just what happens when you have the money invested.
Did he get 5 or something?
I don't remember the exact contract number. Let me pull it up.
Whatever he got, I think he deserves more.
It was too high for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I believe it was like something like 7 years worth $38.5 million.
What's that annually? I don't feel like doing math right now.
7 by 8.5. Let me just break it down. So Hyman deal was 5.5 AAV.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I remember that. That's pretty fair.
For 7 years, that's a long time, especially for the way he plays the game. Like, the Leafs couldn't afford to pay him that.
No, they would have lowballed him at like 3 max, and then that's just gutless. Like, he deserved more.
Yeah, like, he couldn't afford to pay Zach Hyman. So, good for him, and he's playing on a line with Connor McDavid. So, best of luck to him there. But we're cheering for the Toronto Maple Leafs here. This is like a reminiscing show, I guess. There's been a lot of comments about the success of players elsewhere, like Nazem Kadri, Frederick Anderson, and then there's just so many comments about former players. Let's enjoy what this team's doing right now. This team's hot.
It's kind of like when you see your ex doing better than you. It's like, oh, God.
This Leafs team.
Can't relate, but just saying.
This Leafs team This Leafs team's looking good right now, winning 4 in a row on the road, 3 in a row on this California road trip. Uh, they're they're just really impressive as of late, and looking to keep up the good work.
Seriously.
So the Toronto Maple Leafs next game. They will play the Colorado Avalanche Wednesday night at home. Avalanche without McKinnon. We'll see Nazem Kadri back in Toronto, so that'll be interesting. That'll be a fun matchup. Do you have a score prediction for that one?
I'm gonna go Leafs 4-3 final.
Leafs
Regulation.
4-3.
Regulation.
Hmm.
What do you think? You're gonna take an L?
I'm gonna go like a 3-2 overtime. I'm not sure though on who's gonna win. Like 3-2 overtime.
It's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
Either way.
I could see the Avs sneaking it out, but I'm just so confident with Jack Campbell how he's been playing. I'll take the Leafs to win 3-2 in overtime on Wednesday night against Colorado.
They seem to keep winning in overtime when they go to it this year, so just keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looking good here in Leafs Nation right now. So it's currently what 11:32 p.m. I've been on here for over an hour and a half. So thank you to anyone who's stuck with this stream throughout the entire duration. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the like button and hit the notification bell to be notified every time new stuff's on Maple Leafs Media. Also, share this video on Facebook if you're watching from there. Kyle, it's been nice having you on here for this post-game show. So, you got any closing words for our viewers here?
Thanks for putting up with me. I've never done this before, so I'm sure I'll be better next time, whenever that may be. But I also will make sure to watch the full game before next time. I just had hockey myself, so. But yeah, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, everyone enjoy their night. Go Leafs, go! I'll be wearing my Leafs jersey next time, and yeah, thanks for having me, Jake.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on, Kyle, and everybody. Thank you for watching tonight. Big Leafs win, and as always, I'm your guy, Jake. Look forward to seeing you next time. This is Maple Leafs Media. Thank you.